Hello and welcome to Intercontinental Group of Awesome and I-985 Games as we play East Texas University. That's the setting that we're using. That's a Savage World setting, but we are not using the Savage World's rules because we're dirty hippies and stuff like that. We are using, from produced by Evil Hat Productions, Monster of the Week, which is a Powered by the Apocalypse game built to emulate fiction such as the Supernatural TV series, possibly X-Files, all the way up to Hellboy and the like. The player characters, however, are nowhere near like Hellboy or the like. They are freshmen who have just begun their collegiate career at East Texas University, which is in Pine Box, Texas, which is a made-up thing. And so far, our intrepid collegiates have discovered that there are some weird things that go bump in the night, such as a wannabe cultist who actually had cast some kind of ritual that would have been quite baleful, but they stopped it. And that was during the Sweat Lodge, which is this weird orientation type of thing that happens for all of the freshmen. And along with this burn down the Roost, which was the name of the multi-purpose gymnasium, they also met Robbie Niles, who is a senior advisor who told them, don't go out at night. A lot of dangerous things can happen. And when pressed on it, he said things like snakes and stuff. But there was definitely some kind of fear there for him. Tekla is not with us as one of the students. And the end of our last session, Tekla had gone to question another student, Desdemona, because Desdemona seemed to have taken ecstasy at the Sweat Lodge, but was acting oddly, talking about things for a goth girl about the pep squad and the like. And so it seems that Tekla found that a bit specious after you guys met a ghost that exists within the Roost. And by you guys, I mean specifically Tekla and Derek. The two of them saw someone who wasn't there and disappeared. And the very last thing that happened in our last session was that Derek had a dream running around in the gymnasium many, many years ago as a young woman, and that he was burned to a crisp, which coincided with Jessica's research on one Nina Castle, who in 1947 had been immolated in the gymnasium very soon after it had opened. And Derek's dream was of that same girl, except that the immolation came through some weird magical spell cast 70 years ago. It was a woman who chased Nina, who she seemed to know, and was apologizing profusely towards. With a flick of her hand, the woman cast something, and Nina burned up. And unfortunately, Derek got the dream sensation of that terrible burning. And that's how we ended our last session. So let's figure out who is it that we have with us today. And by that I mean, please, players, introduce your characters. We will start with Paul. Good afternoon, Paul. Please tell us about your character real quick.
I am Earl Davis from Nacogdoches, Texas, which is about as east in East Texas as you can get. I'm a video blogger and media hopeful, studying media studies at the university. And I cover mostly the weird little stories, interesting things, some whatever supernatural-esque things I encountered back home, and have a big family. And a large father.
You sure do. Yeah, a large father and a large family. You're the middle kid, and your youngest sister had come along during orientation. Thank you very much, Paul. Jules, please tell us about your character.
Hi, I'm playing Jules. I'm playing Jules. I'm playing Jules right now, explaining my character. I'm playing Jessica Nakamoto. She is an anthropology major. She will one day be an expert, but right now I don't think she even has library yet. But she's been doing a lot of research about the weird stuff that has been going on around here.
Nice, yes. Jessica Nakamoto, you have purchased a thing that you haven't had access to. Where one of the milestones for today's game is you 100% will have access to the library. So, yeah, that's a thing that will be happening.
Cool.
Thank you. Jan, please tell us about your character.
I'll be playing Derek Jones, the mundane. Derek is a biology major. He's a bit of a tree hugger, and he has his sister that also attends the university. She's a senior, and he's a local boy.
That's right. He sticks his nose into trouble all the time. He's good at helping.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you, Jan. Last but not least, we have Alex. Alex, please tell us about your character.
I'm Ollie Holmes, the wronged, and my loss is Amid, my possibly online boyfriend. I don't know if anyone else knows that that's why I'm here. I'm all the way from Chicago. Or Boston, I've forgotten.
Oh, you said Chicago last session. So
I'm from Chicago, yeah.
That's right. They're all the same. They're just like American cities. You can drag and drop them wherever you want. It's a big map, and you just like magnetics. You can just move it. It's good.
Boston and Chicago, they're near each other, maybe?
On Earth? Sure.
Same coast? Are they on the coast?
This makes me feel good in my heart because I couldn't place 5 cities in England, honestly. So it's okay.
Well, we only have 5.
Oh, okay. Chicago's in the Midwest. Boston's on the East Coast. So there you go. Doesn't matter, though. Doesn't matter at all.
We're not there, so it's fine.
We are not. We are in Pine Box, Texas, and that's what matters. Now, I'm going to open up, first of all, with a little bit of rules stuff and a quick apology. Google Plus and the Hangouts toolbox, which we normally use for lower thirds, is no longer operable. I don't know if it's dead forever. Why do I have this thing? Because I'm running my camera through a little program called Split Cam because I'm just desperate to have some kind of name and title. So that's why that's there. It's the only reason. I'm petty that way. Now, mechanically, after a discussion at the end of last session, Jen, who isn't able to play with us today, she primarily spearheaded the idea of a different way for us to handle mysteries because the Monster of the Week default investigative mystery options are very find the monster, kill the monster, and that's not what we're playing at this point. Maybe we graduate to investigate a mystery as the rules are stated in Monster of the Week at some point. But for now, I want something that fits better the play style that we are employing and the stories that we're telling. So big thanks to Jen. And anybody who's watching this video who wants to take a look at it, I'll have a link in the show notes to our custom moves. Oh, hold on just a second. Sorry about that. So our custom moves. Now, the alternate investigative mystery that we're going to be kicking the tires of and using today is when you follow up on a clue, roll plus sharp. On a 10 plus, hold 2, and on a 7 to 9, hold 1. One hold can be spent to ask the keeper one of the following questions, which I must answer honestly. The questions are, what caused this? Does it refute or affirm something I know? That means, Does it confirm a theory that I have, or does it say my theory is wrong? What is being concealed here? What can I learn more about this? Who else is caught up in this? What will this lead to or cause? And why was this done? I'm really interested to see how this game works with that particular move. I think the move fits what we are angling for, and is pretty exciting because I think we can actually have a bit of mystery, which is new for me. I don't run a whole lot of mystery games, but you guys are really good at mystery games, so we'll figure it out together. The second mechanical thing is also a custom move. Savage Worlds East Texas University has this really cool exams move. And so whenever you get a couple, every time you get an advance, you're supposed to roll on the exams table. You make a roll. And we have altered that. And by we, I mean mostly Jen, because she's really good at this stuff, and then me a little bit. We are going to be using the exams for the first advances for all player characters. Now, what that does is it necessitates us, just from a fictional standpoint, to progress the timeline a little bit. So I think a few days are going to pass. You guys start off in I think if I remember correctly, it was like a Monday. We were going to kick it off with orientation and the like. And so we'll kick into the first week, and these exams, I'm thinking is like a baseline type of exam that has been administered by the anthropology studies program for placement. That's my justification. Unless somebody has a better reason, I figure that's good enough. I like the exams move because it allows us to give some options for pushing forward a little bit of fiction. So it doesn't have a pick list. We actually just roll, and then we roll again. We'll see how it goes. So the major for your student determines the stat that you roll, and it's pretty loose because there are only so many stats. Jules made a level last session, and by Jules I actually mean Jules playing Jessica. So she gets to make our first exams roll.
Okay. So what do I roll? I am a freshman.
You are a freshman, and you're an
Okay.
anthropology major. Anthropology, we decided, is an academic major. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Actually, I stuck it as weird. What do you think about that? Do you like that? Is it esoteric major, or do you think it's more academic? I'll let the determination.
I guess esoteric makes sense. Yeah.
Awesome. So you will be rolling plus weird. Good news for you. You have a +2 in
Yeah,
both, so mechanically it doesn't matter. I just think it's kind of fun to have something in weird. Because you are a freshman, you get a +1 on the exam. It's a little bit easier.
Okay. I have a 10 then.
Awesome. Okay.
Then
Yeah,
what
you
happens?
roll you get +3. Okay. So on a success, you will roll 2d6 and consult the past exams chart, which is below. And if you get a 10+, you roll twice and choose the result you want.
Oh my god, this is so crunchy, you guys.
I know, there's like mechanics leading to mechanics.
That's a 3 and a 6. So that's
You
a
gotta-
9. A windfall!
Okay, and then you can roll again and then see what option that is, and you get to choose which of those two you want.
What? So much rolling.
I know, I'm sorry. I just got excited by that.
11.
Okay, so windfall or wanna grab a drink are the two past exams chart options that you have. Which interests you most?
Well, one thing gives me money, but what uses money in this world?
What use is money in this world? It's the real world. In Savage Worlds, you could buy like binoculars and probably an AR-15 or something in our game. We will use it as a resource where you might have money, 3 uses. You know, that
I'll go with the windfall. I intrigued someone on campus who offered me a one-time only job. The dean creates the details. Are you the dean, Rich?
I am the dean. That's what they call the GM in this. Isn't it cute?
And the job pays 2d6 times $25.
Yeah. But you know what?
No, I'm rolling for my bucks, man.
Do it. Okay, great. Now I have to add an option on the character sheet with money. 2 2d6 times 25.
Oh my god, that's like $175.
Hey,
I will
it's
have
like
all the
space
pumpkin spice
bucks.
lattes. Yes.
It's like euros, but different. Awesome. Thank you for participating in the exams thing. And we'll tweak it to taste and make it more and more awesome as we go. The exams change, right? Because people cheat, so they have to do that. And that's what we do. We also have 2 other players who are close to an advance. So let's keep our eye towards that. If you fail a roll or earn an XP, Derek or Earl, both of you will be able to go to an advance, and then we can work towards the exams. But the exams is like you can take your advance immediately. The exams roll is a thing that will happen a couple times a semester, and it's a thing that we can make sure it fictionally fits. Cool. So we are going to skip a few days, long enough to establish a few things. The first thing is that you all settle into classes. As an undeclared major, Ollie, your registration for classes, you end up in an English class, a remedial English class, and then you actually also end up in a literature class that you have alongside Earl. So both you and Earl have Professor Cutter, Cutter, and Professor Cutter teaches lit as if your life depends on it. Professor Cutter is the kind of sadistic teacher who delights in quizzing it's one of those lecture hall classes, right? So it's several, it's a raked audience. So it's several levels of long tables with a number of rolly chairs you can pull up to, and everybody can put laptops up in there. You see like all kinds of apples, right, from the backs of the laptop. And then there are, of course, some Dells and other computers. Whoever pays us the most money to advertise their particular brand, they get their laptop there. It's easy that way. There are at least 100 kids here. And Professor Cutter, who's in front of a whiteboard, and he delights in calling out particular idiosyncratic or very small factoids about what the assigned reading was. And if someone gets it wrong, he berates them. He will call out what they're wearing. He will call out previous things that they have said on any quizzes so far. He delights in terrorizing his students. And by the first week, 10 kids have already dropped out of the class. So I'm curious, Ollie, where is it that you normally sit in the lecture hall for lit class?
I think I've tried to move toward the back to be unnoticed.
Do you head way up to like the very, very back, like top row kind of kid? Is that what you do?
Oh, I don't want to separate too far from the... I don't want to be like...
The herd?
Yeah, I don't want to be like, oh, there's like the herd, and then there's like, oh, there's this guy on his own. That's... I figured enough to know that that would make me a target here, so I'm like just at the back of the...
Nice. Are you like a zebra? You stay in the herd? That's great. You didn't even get the speech. Robbie would be proud. Earl, where is it that you have chosen to sit, and have you moved around?
I don't have a specific spot, but I have a specific preference, which is I like to have some space on at least one side of me. So I either like to be on the end of a row or in the back or even in the front, but I prefer to be like on the ends so that I'm not hemmed in by people on both sides, on all sides.
Oh, you're one of like the row guys, like end of row type of guy?
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. Cool. Oh, does Earl have a laptop?
Yeah. It's of course I do. I have to,
Right.
edit video and things like that.
Dumb question.
It's a pretty decent. It's a Lenovo machine, and it's a pretty decent computer. When I got accepted into college, my dad told me that he would match whatever I could come up with so that I could get a machine that could really do the kind of stuff I wanted to do. So I worked really hard and picked up some money and bought a pretty top of the line Windows 10 laptop.
Nice. And then Ollie, do you have a laptop?
No, I've got just the A4 letter size notepad.
Nice. You are one of 6 students out of the 90 remaining who are not using a computer of some kind. Cool. So that is a class the two of you have, and it's first week. 10 kids have already dropped out. You could see it. It was very full. Now it's started to it's thinned out a bit, the herd, as it were. There are gaps in some of the rows. No one's on the first 2 rows. So you're able to cluster up near the top. That's okay. Professor Cutter, who is in his 50s, relatively fit, has talked a few times about jogging around the campus. And then it's wicked. It's as if he keeps tabs on his students, which if he teaches a full load has to be several hundred students. But currently you are working through some early Shakespeare, and he is having some kids read in class, and he comes over to right now. You guys are going through Merchant of Verona, and calls a couple of students in and has them interpret a few things, and he goes out of the way to talk about blank verse and how the cadence is all wrong, and he just spends the second half of the class berating these 2 kids, asking them, like, have they ever done any theater, read Shakespeare, and he'll just rattle down the line. It's very personal. And one of them, girl, whose name is Molly, she actually messes up a little bit and excuses herself. And with that, Professor Cutter moves on. Class ends, and everyone grabs up their backpacks, packs up their laptops, and starts to head out of the class. Professor Cutter's pulling together his notes and starting to throw it into a manila folder to move on. Earl and Ollie, the 2 of you are on the same row. It turns out, Earl, you were able to grab a end row near the top, and Ollie, you were just down from that. What do you guys do?
I think I'm like getting my notes and like frowning. I don't think I've even heard the name Shakespeare before starting this class. So this is.
I'll look over at Ollie and kind of raise an eyebrow, like, this guy. And since he's close, I'll just ask, I forget when your next class is, but we could grab a cup of coffee if you want at the Student Center.
Yeah, sure.
I think my brain needs caffeine after that.
Yeah, I didn't get any of that. Yeah. Sure.
So I'll pack up my laptop and get ready to go.
I'll just grab my notepad and shove it in my backpack.
Nice. I put up in the tabs in the character keeper that there's actually a campus map. I love it. It's really cool. It's a nice little map. So you guys will be heading out of the lecture hall and make your way to an area where you can grab some coffee together. I would imagine that would put you... We'll say that you're not far from the Sam Rayburn Library. There's a little... Pardon?
What's the number of that?
Oh, Sam Rayburn Library number is 23. So 23 would put it at one of the larger buildings. Actually, I'm trying to find 23 now. I mostly wanted to highlight the library.
Sort of in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the not dark colored one.
Yeah.
That happens to be a stone's throw away from the Roost, the multi-use indoor arena, which still has a few because of the fire, and it's only been a week. Yeah, there was a fire, which you guys thought you stopped a fire, and then a fire happened anyway. And I'm not sure if Jessica shared what really happened.
It was Tekla.
Yeah, I don't know if Jessica shared what really happened. I know Tekla shared it with Jessica. It's okay. It's okay.
That would be scary. Like, she didn't want that to be shared, and then I shared it.
Yeah, she was like, yeah.
Same room with her.
That's my roomie who burned down part of the thing to protect us.
Yeah.
Cool. So the two of you guys are having coffee. And we use that as we get to see Jessica coming into the Sam Rayburn Library, kind of a tracking shot. You guys head over to their little small coffee stand. I'm imagining one of those like half trailer type deals where they just serve coffee and then there are a few cafe tables out. Because it's Texas, so it's really nice and warm out here. It's a bright, sunny day. And Jessica, you are headed to the library. Do you have any classes in the library, or are you just coming here to study?
I just come there to study. And probably also for breaks. And lunch. Maybe dinner.
So you head
it smells really nice in there.
It smells like books.
Midnight snack.
Yeah.
You head up the nice stone stairs and come into the main hall of the library, and the din of outside, the noise, the bit of construction at the Roost as they're reconstructing, rebuilding some aspects of the Roost after the small grease fire that took place in the restaurant, the people talking, all that falls away as you come into the omnipresent quiet of the library with a thick carpet. It's not like shag, but it is definitely a thick plush carpet that will soak up a great deal of sound. Racks and racks of books, many aisles of everything that's perfectly organized. Do you work at the library, Jessica? Do you think that could have been your job? Got you a little bit of money?
Well, that was supposed to be a one-time deal.
Oh, that's true. It's a one-time deal. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, that could have been something else. I'm not sure if it was at the library.
Okay, cool. So
unless they had like needed some students to do inventory or something.
You had talked about maybe having a work study at the library, though, an actual job at the library.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So we'll say that there was an inventory, and Margaret Winters, who clever watchers will remember, was the person who stepped out of the library and helped Ollie find his way to the Roost, just kind of pointed her way over to where the Roost was. Margaret Winters, who's a junior, let's say that she recruited you to help out with doing some inventory, and you got to go down to the basement and look through some old microfiche. And then there's an ongoing project to digitize a number of the out of print books. So yeah, we'll say that's what's happened. So you come into the library, and as you do, curious also, does Jessica have a laptop, or is she mostly a studier via notes that she handwrites?
I think she probably has like a tablet.
Neat. Where's the place that Jessica goes within the Rayburn Library to study?
There's the, how do I describe this? Like the stairs, they sort of look out into the library, and she likes to go to the top floor so she can see all the floors from down.
Nice. Does she sit? If she wants to see all the floors, is she kind of sitting on almost like a balcony type area on a table?
Yeah, exactly.
At a table. Oh, cool. Okay. Nice. Nice. So, yeah, you come in, you head up the stairs. There's probably a library, or there is definitely an elevator, of course, for handicap, but you can head up the stairs. You come up, and Margaret Winters sees you when you come in and sit. Maybe she was even waiting for you. It's hard to tell. She says,
Okay.
"Hey, Jess."
Hey, Margaret. It was fun doing inventory the other day.
It was. It was. Do you mind if I sit with you?
No, sure. Yes.
Cool. So
Go
the
ahead.
two of you're seated at this table, and then there's the railing. You can look down and see all the stacks of books, and then the cool East Texas University Raven that is in the carpet beneath. And there's very quiet conversation. Margaret leans over a little bit, and she says, You didn't talk much about the Sweat Lodge, but you were there when that fire broke out, right?
Yeah. I was making sure that there was no one left in the hall. Yes.
Oh, that's pretty brave.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Do you know a kind of tall girl with a really weird name, Tekla?
Yeah, she's my roommate.
Oh. What's she like? Is she a good roommate or anything like that? She leans in. Margaret has dark hair. She's possibly a little bit of Asian descent in the cast to her eyes, but it's mixed. Maybe it was several generations ago. She's a junior, and she wears like several necklaces, kind of thing. So she asks, what kind of roommate is she like?
Well, she's pretty tidy. She doesn't have a lot of stuff. Nice.
Margaret she looks at you, she's a little confused by your reactions, but it says, well, I ask because she looks. I noticed Tekla's kind of like hanging around the roost even though it was closed. We can see, I was up on the third floor. I wasn't trying to be like neighborhood watch or whatever, but I saw her and she like went in even though I suppose they locked all the doors.
Well, yeah, because we were checking to see if there were still people. Like, people working there?
No, I mean like last night.
Oh, last night? Huh.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I thought
Maybe
so
she forgot
too.
something
Oh.
from when we were checking. If there was people there. Roost. That makes sense, right?
Margaret just sits back. Well, hey, don't worry about it. It's cool. And she pats your arm and she'll get up and walk away. There's this smile on her lips like she totally knows that you are full of crap.
But my poker face is so good. Come on.
It's so good. We cut to there's a gap in classes for you, Derek. What's the class that you just got out of before you went back to the dorms?
I don't know. I don't know what sort of classes you have when you.
Oh, there's a biology base. It could be a core curriculum stuff. So it could be like an algebra class. It could be a lit class. It could be a writing class. It could be some kind of PE. It could be a science, maybe biology 101, something that's right in your wheelhouse. it could be really esoteric and weird. if
Yeah,
you
I like a PE class.
Okay. Cool. So you've gotten out of that class. You got a good bit of homework for first week. It's not too terrible much because the teacher is only beginning with building blocks, so it's a great deal of core reading, but the real analysis happens several levels above. So yes, you have a great deal of reading to do, but not a whole lot of analysis and writing to do. So you head back, and just so happens, but for narrative convenience, that the door to your dorm room is open, and Matthew Jordan, who is Ollie's roommate, Maddie, he comes, and you see him appear, peripheral vision, right, as you're either seated at your bed or at the little desk area. By the way, for those viewers who remember that that the father of Earl had said he was going to be making some changes, we'll notice that the dorm room looks rather different. We'll let Earl describe exactly what it was that his father has done to reconstruct the desk area, and yeah, it looks pretty dope. He's good with wood. What does he say? Matthew, who is dressed in just a nice t-shirt, pair of shorts, he appears at his and Ollie's dorm room, half turns to start to open the door, and then he looks across and he sees you, and he walks across the hall and says, "Hey, Derek, right?
Yeah.
Do you mind if I study in here?"
What in my sure.
Cool. I know it's weird. And then he steps in and he pulls your door closed, and he looks around.
There's something wrong in your room?
No, nothing's wrong with my room. I like studying with people.
Okay. Well, good luck then, I guess.
He walks in a little bit, and he looks over at the built-in desk that's underneath the bunk.
Yeah, I'm like on my bunk, sort of my legs sort of hanging over the sides, and
he'll come in. He sits down at Earl's desk. Do you think Earl will be pissed if I just sit here? I'll just need to pull out my laptop. I won't move anything.
As long as you don't break anything.
Cool. Pulls his laptop screen up and is quiet for a little bit, and then you find he kind of looks over at the GoPro that Earl has and puts his hand on it for a minute, and then he takes his hand back and he studies for a little bit. And then
like I sort of look up from my reading every now and then, just go like, weird.
Matt's a freshman like you. Of course, he's on the freshman floor, and he's handsome. He's a handsome guy. Probably does pretty well for himself. Seems a little odd, especially right now. But there seems to be something nervous. Like he seems nervous about something, and he gets back to his laptop, and you see he pulls up the screen. He's got a couple tabs, so he'll flip over to watch something on YouTube. Then he pops to the other tab and actually reads something and bounces over. He's got the attention span of a gnat, right? And then you hear somebody knock on the door, like with the meat of their hand, but it's not your door. But it's pretty loud. And Maddie, like, he just jerks bolt upright and looks at the door, but doesn't say anything, and looks back at his screen and starts really hurriedly trying to be busy. What do you do?
I sort of like look down from my bunk and go like, Are you expecting someone, maybe?
He turns and looks over his shoulder, and then he stands up and he moves over to the bed and drops his voice and says, I don't know, maybe. You hear the knocking again, and you hear this voice like, hey man, are you in there? But it's not at this door.
No. I sort of go like, if there's anything wrong, you can tell me. Like, I won't tell anyone. It's fine. You can trust me.
Oh man, I think you're trying to manipulate NPCs.
Yes.
Why don't you roll with charm, sir?
Yes. Let's see. The character sheets are over here. Charm. I am charming as fuck. Oh wait, I have to select them like this, and then
It's like only a 12-step process to rolling dice. It's so simple.
yeah. That's a 10.
That is a 10. Okay, so you roll plus charm on a 10 plus for a normal person. They'll do it for the reason you gave them. Hey, you can trust me. If you've asked too much, they'll tell you the minimum it would take. And he says, okay, so there's this guy named Johnny, and he just kind of creeps me out. Do you know Johnny Chafe?
Can't say that I do.
Okay. So we cut away from the two of you guys talking, and both Earl and Ollie, the two of you guys, coffees in hand, book bag over your shoulder or messenger bag and the like, and you're headed down the hallway. And there's a guy, Ollie, who's in the hall. His hair, it looks like it's kind of this kind of Shoney's big boy thing he was trying to do with it, but he doesn't have any products, so it just kind of flops over a little bit. He's got acne scars along his jaws, and then that's covered over by like kind of this not really fully committed to being a beard thing going on. There's more like wispy hairs, and then some like stuff coming down that hangs down a little bit. He's a little schlumpy. He's wearing like a white t-shirt, pair of grubby jeans that have old grass and dirt stains on the knees and around the ankles, and a pair of work boots. And he's like knocking on your door as the two of you guys are walking down the hall. Earl, of course, you see this as well.
You know that guy, Ollie?
Oh, you pull your headphones out.
Make us up.
No. And then I just start walking towards the guy.
He turns and he looks at you. Yeah? I'm here for Matt. Matt being your roommate.
Well, Matt's not here, so...
Why don't you let me in? I'll wait for him.
I need you to fuck off, and I'll go in my room.
Nice. Cool. That is really interesting.
I can manipulate people with tough, by the way.
I think you are manipulating people with tough right now for him to fuck off and go away. Roll with tough.
I think I've got 2 on tough, so
yeah, you do.
Roll those. And, 6.
That.
Am I able to help?
You certainly can. How would you do that?
I would think that I would do that just by kind of standing behind him and looking like I've got his back.
That's good. I accept that. That works for me.
What should I roll?
To help someone, you roll plus cool.
All right. So this will be +1. We will select it. That's a 9.
Nice. Okay, so on a 9, a 7 to 9 for helping out, your help grants a +1 to their roll, but you also expose yourself to trouble or danger, which makes me delighted. Thank you both so much for both being exposed with a mixed result to telling this guy to fuck off. And he looks at the two of you guys. He's like 5'6". I don't know what that is in centimeters, but he's shorter than you. But he looks at two of you. He looks up a little bit. He says, "You see, he's got yellowed teeth. You guys, you're gonna be sorry. You're an asshole to me." He turns.
Yeah, whatever. I just shoulder barge him as I pass.
Sweet. When you shoulder barge him when you go back past, he moves back a little bit, and you actually see a little ant crawl out from underneath his shirt and then drop off to the ground. And he turns and he just starts stomping off and walking away.
Zombie
do?
Shaggy?
Sorry, chat text. Did we both see that?
Oh, you saw it.
Okay. I'm like, you. Yeah. I just kind of head shake it away.
I will, however, say that was one creepy dude.
Yeah. My roommate better explain that.
Eesh.
I want to be woken up by banging. By a little piss ant.
Yeah. All right, man. I'll hold up the fist for a bump, and then head across to my room, I guess.
I'm just gonna shake my head and fist bump him back.
Cool. On the inside of the room before Earl walks in, Matt froze when you heard this conversation. And you heard every word. You heard Ollie talk smack to him. You heard that other guy talking, and Matt freezes. He looks super nervous. And then when the door starts to open up, he runs over and he grabs his laptop. Maybe he has to run away. Earl, you come into your dorm room. Ollie, you're able to see this. You're just opening up your door. And you see Matt is in their dorm room. And he's packing up his laptop. Hey, Earl.
Matt,
Ollie?
your douchebag friend was here.
Not my friend.
Well, I told him to fuck off, so.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
You gonna be okay there?
Yeah.
He walks past you, Earl. Says, "Sorry, I was using your desk. That's really great. But I was just studying a little bit in here."
I think he got a little bit of a boner from your GoPro though.
It's a nice
camera.
It's a nice camera. Yeah.
So, Matt, what was up with that guy? He was creepy.
Yeah, that's Johnny Chafe. I'm sure he's a nice guy. He just doesn't know when to
Seem like it.
chill out.
Yeah.
Just a little intense. I don't know. I think he thinks we're friends, and I didn't want to.
That's not how you knock on a friend's door.
Right. I mean, I didn't want to. I didn't want to be like Ollie. Sorry, man, but I don't know. The guy's different. I just don't know what to do. He just keeps coming around.
It's all about consent, man. Just say no.
Yeah, but after you say no, then what if they don't go away?
Then you report it, I guess.
I got a knife.
Whoa!
I'm using. You know. Just show.
Yeah. No. What? No need for knives. I'm sure.
I'm sure I got some like brass knuckles or something around.
Yeah, Matt's right with Derek on this. He is not cool with. I have various weapons which will solve this problem of when you just say no and they
I don't
go
mention
away.
the old revolver I've got like stashed away.
You keep all that shit in your room?
I really wish I didn't know that now.
Earl, by the way, is not reacting that way. I think he grew up hunting, so he probably actually has a knife somewhere in this room. He's not going to point that out, but and he's not uncomfortable with guns or various.
I grew up in a campus town. I'm
sorts of
freaked the fuck out.
Yeah.
What are they putting all the gun racks in Pine Box, Texas in their trucks, though? They have to have guns. This is Texas.
Yes. But it's also a university town.
I know. That's good. I like it. I like that reaction a lot. Matt, he kind of hesitates between this, but he realizes he probably has to go to his room. So he heads over across the hallway and goes into the room with you, Ollie. But he seems more nervous than before because he now knows you have numerous weapons on your side. You have a feeling that there will no longer be arguments about who's going to take out the trash. That's just basically what he thinks going on there.
So
you got that going for you, which is nice.
did he explain what the whole deal with that guy was?
No.
Beyond, that bullshit.
No. He just said that was the guy that was bothering him, but
Of course.
yeah, I get the feeling that he'll probably be back.
Well, only one more time.
Again, creeping me out, man.
Well, Look, I gotta read this Shakespeare guy. So,
Good luck.
is there like a DVD or something of this?
Yes. Plenty. It's not gonna be the same though.
But no one told me? Earl?
What?
Yeah, yeah, sure. I mean, I'm sure they have 4 or 5 different performances at the library.
And I was gonna... Oh. Right, okay. Where's the library?
So
Actually,
then we
where are
cut
we?
to Earl leading
Which
him
dorm are
towards
we
the
in?
library.
Which is basically right next to where we just had coffee, which I love. So yeah, absolutely. I'll show you to the library. I'll show you back to the library.
Awesome. So we cut to the two of you guys heading towards the library, walking across the very wide expanse of sidewalk, and there's the coffee place. And as you guys are going, Ollie and Derek, if you tagged along, you're perfectly welcome to. But Ollie, you hear a bee like buzzing up, and it flies around in front of you, and then it comes like dive bombs at you. What do you do?
Like, slap it away.
Cool. It lands on your wrist, and then it stings you, and it hurts like a bitch.
Fuck. Stupid fuck.
Still a
Wildlife.
stinger in there. Do you yank the stinger out?
Yeah.
Like whip out your knife and pry it? What do you do?
I like mouth to it and just like pull it out and spit the.
Cool. Hey, Earl, you just saw that. You see like a small swarm of bees are coming your way. What do you do?
Um,
God damn it.
a small swarm is coming our way.
Yes.
Then I suggest that we pick up the pace and jog toward the library because I don't feel like swatting
Does Earl just
several
start to
dozen
jog?
bees. Yeah, I think I do.
Earl just takes off at a jog.
Yep.
You can see it as well, Ollie. There are a bunch of bees coming towards you who
Fuck.
look like the one you just got stung
Yeah.
by.
Yeah, I start picking up the pace.
Derek, did you stay behind to keep studying, or did you somehow get roped?
Yeah, no, after that whole conversation about the weapons, I'm like, yeah, well, and you don't know where the library is. You know what? Good luck.
Awesome. Jessica, you happen to be outside. Maybe you're headed to your next class as you see Earl and Ollie running. So let's see if Earl and Ollie are able to run and escape this swarm. Please give me an act under pressure. One of you can lead. Earl, seems like you were the one to roll plus cool.
Okay. I am selecting.
You want me to do the same roll, or do you want me to help?
How much you do the same roll? I don't see you guys teaming up against a swarm of bees. It's like the slowest, the one who you just have to be faster than the slowest person swimming away from
Well,
a shark.
of course, I have a cool of like 6 or something, so I'm good.
I have a total of 7.
Okay, so Earl, you get stung a couple times. Take 1 harm. Ollie.
Actually, wait.
Oh,
Actually, I mean a total of 8, but yeah.
Oh, total of
Doesn't
8.
really
Awesome.
matter.
So you're good. You buzz out of the way, but you do get stung once on the back of your neck. Jessica, you get to see Earl running away from a swarm of bees, and
I get 4.
you got a 4. So the good news is that you get an experience point.
Yes.
Bad news is that you trip on the steps trying to run up them, and you get stung multiple times. Like, you take 4 harm worth of stinging by the time that you are able to get away from them. Where do you end up running away? Do you get into the library, or do you dive into the coffee shop area?
I think I managed to kind of just almost just stumble and collapse into the library, through the library doors. Maybe
Okay.
like they like knock back and forth so they can close.
Yeah, so Earl, you head up. Jessica, the two of you go into the library. Earl, you've just nursing that one sting. It hurts to take the 1 harm, and you see Ollie like trip. He falls down, and then he's flailing around. They're all around his head and his face. And finally, you're able to draw him in. What do you guys do about the 3 bees that are still on him? Like, do you swat them away or like smash them? What do you do?
And Jessica's
Whoa!
I
here.
attempt.
Yeah, I'll take a book and swat at them.
Nice. So
Ow.
you smash Ollie in the face and kill a
Yes.
bee. And Ollie, you're hurting. Like, you maybe should go to the clinic or something. You've got welts on your face and the side of your neck and your arms where you try to protect yourself. There's still stingers. You can feel that like poison throbbing in all of the wounds and the sores. This hurts a lot.
Yeah, I'm just a lot of swearing under my breath.
Why you got stung so many times? What happened? Did you disturb their nest? We should put ice on that.
I'm just like trying not to scream and I was like try and get up.
Cool. a lot of the students who were kind of near the entrance saw this as well. And Margaret Winters will come over and she's like, oh, wow. Hey, yeah, you need to just this ice. We have a break room. Come on.
Yeah.
Get him to the break room, okay, Jess?
I know where it is.
Cool. So the two of you are headed. Earl, you're going along with, I assume? Or
Yeah, I'll follow.
Okay.
Am I just stumbling along?
Nice. One of your eyes is kind of slightly swollen shut. You got stung right on a brow. And Earl, as you are, is your head, you like trail slightly behind. And when you look outside, just for a moment, you see Johnny. He's standing near the coffee shop there. And he's looking up into the library. Then he turns and he starts to walk away.
We have only been here a week, so I should probably not be this suspicious yet. But I am suspicious that there's a connection between the recently issued threat and the attack of the bees.
Sure.
So I'm going to be keeping an eye out on Johnny Chafe.
All right. So we cut to the two of you, Jess and Ollie, coming into the break room. Break room's small, kind of built-in cabinets and a little counter space and a small refrigerator, and it constantly has a hum and a little microwave beside it and a sink, right? And then it's near a single stall bathroom that's just, it's like the little break area for the library workers that Jess knows about. Margaret follows the two of you, or she leads the two of you guys in, and the two of you are able to grab some ice, Jess, and put some ice and start putting on his wounds. The cool ice helps a bit with the pain. And Margaret says, "What happened?"
I just like raise my kind of stung arm. Bees. Lots of bees.
Okay. Wow.
I wonder why they attacked you. Did you have a weird smell? Or did you make weird gestures? I don't know. I don't know why bees attack. I'll look it up.
What?
Well, it's weird that they stung you, right? And not Earl and the other people? Well, not as much anyway.
Confusion is like just taking away a bit, distracting me from the pain. So it's like I'm going with it.
Nice. Earl, you can catch up to them at any point. That's totally cool.
Yeah, I will have, after I saw Johnny, I will have followed them, at maybe 10 feet distance.
Okay.
Or we'll say 3 meters for our European players.
That's
Good.
That's
I
very
had
cool.
no idea what you meant.
So
It's a space of 35 Triforces.
So you were like, what, 32 kilometers away from?
Yeah. So I walk in probably at about the time that you're trying to figure out, or that Jessica is trying to figure out the motivation of bees, which I think, wasn't that an Oprah book club novel once? The motivation of bees.
It was.
Just
Yeah.
kidding. It sounds like it should be.
Look under your seats. There's the motivation of bees. Run.
You get a bee, and you get a yeah. Anyway, and I say that hey, Ollie, that guy Johnny, he was watching us from by the coffee place.
A little turd.
Who was watching you? Was it a bee?
What?
Well, it was Eric the Half a Bee. No, but
Is that a reference
yeah,
to something?
Yes, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll say yes. I did actually say that in character.
I think I might even had to have like slightly punched him in the arm for that. Just like a little...
Yeah, Johnny. There was this guy that maybe stalking Ollie's roommate. I don't know. It was kind of weird. And we ran into him at the dorm right before we came over here.
But if he's like stalking Ollie's roommate, then why would he be watching Ollie?
We were Ollie asked him to leave in his typical gracious fashion.
Like with starting a fight?
It's not nothing. That's told him to go away.
Yeah, he didn't actually punch anybody, but yeah, it was.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know.
So there was like a heated argument, and then you guys were covered in bees.
I'm sorry, but are we sure that those two are directly related?
It's Margaret.
Yeah.
I know that I learned in high school that correlation does not necessarily imply causation.
That's true.
But I've also learned that the world is sometimes weirder than it appears on the surface. So it's something to keep an eye out for, Ollie.
Huh.
Yeah, I'll get right on that. I say, holding the ice to my many bee stings.
So, Margaret...
I'm rubbing ice over Ollie, but since it's not Monster Hearts, it's not in an erotic way. Otherwise, it heals extra, as everyone knows.
It does. It does. So, harm in Monster of the Week works like this. 0 to 3 harm has only minor short-term effects. Anything 4 to 7 wounds are serious and unstable. They'll get worse unless treated. I'm going to state that you are, in a mundane way, treating this so that it doesn't get worse. However, what happens, Margaret says, hey, there's a first aid kit over there, Jess. Can you grab that? Mm-hmm. And she has moved behind where they have you seated at the little round table, Ollie, right? I would imagine you get stung a shit ton of times. You want to sit down. She moves behind you. And Earl, you catch this, although she's trying to hide it, but she at some point had pulled out the little thong that she was wearing. She has this little like white crystal on a pendant. And she holds it in her hand. And you see her put her hand on Ollie's shoulder. And she just moves her mouth like she's whispering real low. And you see that crystal kind of glow in between her fingers for just a moment, Earl. And you are now at 3 harm. The poison, it still aches, right? It feels like somebody with a bunch of really small bats went to town on you for a minute or two. But the poison and the burning goes away. Just moments before Jessica returns and she starts to dress the
There we go.
wounds.
Cortisol cream.
Yep, give you a little bit of a topical there. So you're now at 3 harm, which will eventually drop away. So you're going to have the marks of a lot of bee stings for a little bit, but you're going to be okay. And they take you down to 2 harm with healing with the cortisone and bandage up a few of the bee stings.
Bandages, plasters, swollen bits. Yeah.
Your cool white cream, that always looks good. That's how you pick up all the ladies.
Eye still a bit swollen. Or very red, at least.
Just pretend you were reenacting a Rocky movie. It's fine.
Yeah.
You do kind of look like you were in a fight.
Yeah, feel like it.
Listen, I think we should call campus security to just let them know in case there are more bees. These, I don't know. This is weird, right?
Maybe call in some. Well, you can't call in exterminators because bees are going extinct, right? So, like, relocators.
Okay, I'm going to make a call. And she heads out to the front desk to call campus security. What do you do?
So, do you think that guy was like doing a ritual to create zombies, bees, or make bees angry?
Is this the ghost stuff?
Yeah, I've been looking into lots of rituals, like the one with the thing. Like I pull up like the ritual picture we saw at the gymnasium, like this one. But maybe there's one for bees as well. I don't know.
Is there a bee book?
Probably.
Do
you want to go find it?
This
Not particularly.
I'm
but,
just going
you
to
know,
point
knock
out.
yourself out.
I'm going to point out that this would be an ideal time for me to wander off in. I don't wander off in person and remain still in the group in the fiction.
Sounds good.
So maybe I will go to the. Since my roommate is a biology major, I will go to the actual like science of bees kind of books, while you all go to the anthropological and mythical
Magic of bees.
magic of bees stuff. And that's
Beecromancers.
So yes, beecromancers. So, and having said that, I am going to leave you all since we found
it was a pleasure, Paul.
do so.
Thank you for giving
Thanks,
us some of your
guys.
afternoon.
Of course, I will see you another time.
Hey, Paul.
Bye. Well, it doesn't look like you can walk very far yet, but like the anthropology department is just there, and they have like a couch for you to, for people to read on, so you can like lie there, and then I will find out stuff about bees for you.
Yeah, okay. I guess we're doing that.
You can take the ice. It's fine.
Good.
Cool. So we will jump scene to the anthropology department. And what is it that you want to do, Jess? Well, poor Ollie is resting off.
Apparently, I'm looking at bees. I'm also still investigating my ritual thing, but that was last week, so bees it is now.
Rituals to bees,
Rituals
it's
to
all
bees.
connected or something.
Yes.
When you follow up on a clue, and we'll say also just because I can't not have this moment of you have one of the bees, right?
Oh, it's true, yeah.
You have
Squished.
the bees. You get a +1 because of your haven. When you hit the books, take +1 forward to investigate the mystery. And you will be rolling plus sharp, so sharp +1.
Woo. Whoa! That is a 6, I guess, because I have a +2 on sharp and a +1 for the beads or the haven.
Wow.
No bees.
It's good stuff.
Unless Ollie can help, but I don't think helping works, right?
I mean, Ollie could help. He just doesn't seem like the helping kind when it comes to studying mysteries.
No, I think he's passed out on the couch. Okay, then I get XP. Woo!
So the good news is
I get XP.
you get an XP. That's right. You were a step ahead of me already. And I think we are going to call our first bio break.
Oh! Okay. See you in a bit.
Cool. See you guys in 5 to 7 minutes. I just want to say that Oprah Bees thing was horrific and perfectly timed. So I'm glad that you told me that Celeste was a video game, because Alex, when you had the note earlier of kids down now to play Celeste and sip a beer till we start, it makes sense. That's what you meant. Oh, microphone's up, by the way, too.
What was your interpretation of that then?
He was one of those. I'll just put that aside. It doesn't matter. I'm sure it means something. I just don't know what. So we are going to jump over, or we've cut away from Jessica in the anthropology department in the library. And we are going to visit Derek. Derek, you finish up your study. You've got another class to head over to. We'll say it's PE related.
I just came from PE.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. I don't know why I've got you so much PE. Let's say it's a science of some kind.
Sure.
So you're headed over to the science building. And I'm going to look at the thing, because I think you head near the... I'm going to double check something real quick. I'm going to have this memorized soon. The Melinda O'Brien Physical and Life Sciences building.
Uh-huh.
It's number 14. The Ravens Athletic Complex. Don't think you're in the Psychology Center. So probably in the Agricultural Studies Criminal... There, the Abramoff Sciences building is where you would have to be going. So let's find that. Number 2. I'm sure this is super exciting for anybody watching the video. And then Rich stared into the screen for a bit. It is right by the library, in fact.
Yay.
Yay. And the dorms, in case you're wondering and you're looking at it.
Yes, I am wondering.
Pretty sure that the dorms... No, that's a parking lot.
There's a bunch of dorms. I'm not sure which one we're in.
Yeah. We'll figure that out. Yeah,
George
dormitory
Stafford.
27 through 29. Those are all the dormitories. So it looks like there's a quad of dormitories there just south of us. So you kind of walk north along the grass. Yeah.
At 33?
Yeah. 27, 33, Whitehall. I'll have to look it up. I know that it designates which one is there. Oh, this is cool. I love maps. There's this street that you can head up and get right to the Sciences building, which is across from the library. You are headed up towards the Sciences building, and there are half a dozen campus cops here, and they're like talking to students, and just you ever had that something has happened here, people looking around and talking to each other, concerned moment. And a campus cop who you recognize from the Roost is the older guy, the schlubby guy in his 50s.
Mm-hmm.
He recognizes you and he says, hey, Derek.
Yes. Wow, you're really good with names. I'm sorry. And I sort of look at his name tag.
Yeah, you look at his name tag. His last name will say that it's Oliver.
Right.
Officer Oliver. No, we got an Ollie and a PC in our game, so let's go with something else. Let's go Jefferson.
Officer Jefferson?
Did you just you didn't hear about the bees, did you?
The bees.
Kid
what about the bees?
Got attacked by the bees. We're trying to find him.
Are you trying to find the bees, or are you trying to find the guy that got attacked by bees?
Both, I guess, but mostly the kid, and then we'll worry about the bees. But you didn't see anything. Okay.
No?
Are you all right, Derek?
Yeah. Why?
You helped me out. Just want to make sure you're okay.
Oh yeah, no, I'm fine. Thanks. Now, if I hear anything about bees and who got stung, then I'll definitely let you know. It's weird though. I mean, why
Yeah,
would you get
second attack. Second attack this week. Africanized bees. Weird stuff.
those are more aggressive, but I mean, still, but generally they don't attack unless you disturb their nest or anything like that.
Yeah. We've been working on a new text messaging system for all of the campus. I think we may have to deploy it for a bee alert. He seems pretty excited about this.
Yeah, I mean, have they found like a nest or something? Or I mean,
We'll have to call some pest control. We really thought it was just an odd incident, but this 2 in 1 week, obviously a thing. Anyway, if you find out the kid's name is Oliver Holmes,
Oi. Yeah, no, he's in the room across mine.
Is he there now?
No.
Okay, he's the one who was stung.
I'm suddenly having like flashbacks of him talking about his weapons, and I'm like suddenly starting to become a little bit nervous because I'm talking to a police officer.
Officer Jefferson, he says, "Should we go check on him? Do you think he went back to his room after he was stung?"
I don't think so. That didn't seem.
Okay.
And like I said, he's right across the room, the hallway. So, no, I must have gone somewhere else.
Okay. Well, you're probably headed to class. Have a good day, Derek.
Yeah, thanks.
Cool. He pat your arm again, all good-naturedly, and then he'll turn back. Then we come back to the anthropology department with the couch, and as you are working furiously on figuring out the bee, cross-referencing, you are able to figure out it is an Africanized bee. Ooh. And there is a weird smell to the bee, like it's not a scent that you recognize or a scent that even makes sense in the information you're able to find. And then you hear, Ollie, by the way, you're asleep. Sorry. Found my bee.
Ah! I sort of spin around.
Nice. You see a guy who's maybe a couple heads shorter than you, wispy beard, old acne scars, woof of hair that he's trying to do something with. And he walks over. He walks really close. And you can smell that smell on him. That you
I step a bit backwards to maintain proper...
Sure.
Space. You have bees? Are you a beekeeper?
No, I'm not a beekeeper exactly. What are you?
Well, then how are they your? How are they your bees?
No, I'm in the I'm an insect study, like mine. I don't possess it, you know. Not a beekeeper, anything like that. What? Oh, there's that guy. That guy's an asshole.
Yeah, your bees attacked him.
Oh. Huh. Must suck to be him.
Yes, that's true. But why did they attack him? Did you make them attack him?
Nice. You ask him that question, and he pauses for a second.
Uh-huh.
And then laughs. Who could control bees? That doesn't make... What's your name?
Tekla?
That's some stupid bullshit, Tekla. You need to keep your mouth to yourself. Crazy shit like that.
There is no read a person in Monster of the Week, is there?
There is not a read of person in Monster of the Week. So if you're looking to engage a move, you know, we can look at the rule set.
No, if it's not there, then we don't have to.
Well, there are things you can do. You can try to read a bad situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, doesn't really work. You could be investigating a mystery through this conversation.
Well, I think this is still the fallout from the last time I tried to investigate.
Yeah, I think you're okay. I think we don't have a die roll. That's not something that's mechanized for this game. So Johnny says, well, Tekla. He reaches down, he picks up the bee. You should just keep your nose out of this.
You mean out of what? Is there something to stay out of?
Yeah, the bees. Just stay away from it. Enos turns and it looks like he's going to leave. What do you do?
How is he dressed?
He's dressed in like a t-shirt and jeans that have a bunch of grass and dirt stains on them. You can see around his t-shirt there's actually like a yellowish stain. It's not a sweat stain or anything.
I will follow him. I assume he's leaving.
Yeah, he's leaving, and you want to try to follow him.
Well,
but
mostly
not get caught, I assume.
I wanted to ask whoever lets people into the library who that is, because I assume you can't just go into the library whatever you want. You need a pass or something.
Oh, okay. Cool. So,
not sure if it works that way in Texas, but
well, he's a student, so he would have a student pass that would let him get in.
All right, he's a student. Okay, well then I will actually follow him a bit. Sort of going to Ollie and go like, and I'll just leave him there.
Cool. Yeah, you bring him up to speed. You wake up Johnny and bring him up to speed.
Oh, I've been woken up.
Yes, you have been awoken. You've been brought up to speed that Johnny just came by and then threatened Jessica.
Tekla.
And threatened Tekla, who is being played by Jules playing Jessica, pretending she's Tekla. Layers. Inception.
I'll follow him. We'll find out more. There's a thing that we shouldn't look into. So
I'll come with you.
We should probably look into it. No, you'll yeah, you sure?
Yeah, I'll sit.
Okay.
Not really a good idea.
Probably not. And then I run off.
Okay. Yeah, and I just like slump back.
That is awesome. So, from a mechanical perspective, your harm, which was dropped down to 3, has now dropped off. Your nap helped you out, and you're okay because this is very action movie inspired. So you have cosmetic injuries that will not mechanically impact you any further. So we will follow Tekla, as played by Jessica, as she goes to the East Texas University Insectary, where she has followed Johnny Chafe. And you watch it's kind of a greenhouse type deal, a lot of bugs seen from the outside. It's out in a grassy area with a couple sidewalks leading to and away from it. And you see that he has a big metal canister, and he is working on some kind of chemical mix. There are a few other people here, and there are thousands of bees. They're just kind of slowly flying near him. He's not wearing any beekeeper equipment at all.
Well, this seems like a really good time to use move.
Why don't you do that?
Yeah, I think I want to investigate that mystery.
All right. Why don't you do that? Can only give you XP. Or
exactly.
Answers.
Both are good things. That is much better. That's a 10.
Nice. With a 10 plus, you hold 2. You can spin them 1 for 1 to ask questions.
What will this lead to?
What it will lead to is that it appears Johnny has figured out some kind of chemical compound that allows him to control a particular, at least this species of bees.
Like
what will
how?
it lead to? He will
Yeah.
continue to propagate the bee and terrorize people who make him mad because he's petty and terrible that way.
Wow. Like, do the bees actually like how? It's not a question on the list, but like, do they seem to listen to his every command, or like does he have like detailed control over the bees, or is it more like a general sort of they sort of fly around him, or are bees getting him drinks?
No, they're
Okay.
they're not like forming up into hands and the like. It seems like more of an emotional control, and he seems to be able to command them.
Okay.
But it's not a fine control where they.
And is this
work
place
by Jerry Seinfeld or-
actually hidden? Is this like, can anyone just walk in here, or?
You could walk in, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, how did he take any care to hide it, or will just any person who passes by see this?
I'm not sure I understand the it.
Well, where is this location? Sorry, maybe I just missed
Oh,
that.
it's okay. So there is, imagine a dome-shaped type of greenhouse that's on the East Texas campus, and that's the insectary, where they do different studies on insects and the like. It's glass, so you can see inside, like you haven't gone inside, and that's where the bees are, where he is mixing up his little compound, his chemical compound.
But would
there are other students there who are in beekeeper get-ups that are going around and working within plants where a lot of the pollination of different bugs and stuff is going on.
Okay. So who else is caught up with this is one of the questions, but it seems like he could just be doing this by himself. And people...
It 100% seems like he is doing this all by himself.
Okay. Then I make a little video and I send it to Earl.
Nice.
That makes him happy.
It does make him very happy.
I do it like, I do film it like in portrait and stuff because I'm not a very big movie witness.
That makes him less happy.
Less happy.
Cool.
And then I go back because this is scary.
Awesome. I would love it if the three of you guys could get together. We could have a group scene here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's say enough time has passed. You guys are at the cafeteria on campus. And maybe we start off with you showing them the video. That's what we see as we begin the scene.
Yeah. I showed him my portrait video. Yes,
well, on the phone it looks fine.
Yes. He has an army of bees. And he can control them. I think.
What? That's not possible, though.
But it's happening.
I'm like rolling up my sleeve and just showing my arm.
Yeah, no, Officer Jefferson told me that you got attacked by bees. But are you sure you just didn't, like...
Fall into a pile
them?
of bees?
He's gonna bully everyone that talks back to him with his bees. He's a bee bully.
Well, Africanized bees are known to be a bit more defensive of their hives.
Well, he's like, look at the video.
Yes, that's weird.
I think it's the chemical compound. Like, it smells weird. I think he has like a bee spray, bee pheromone.
Okay.
Maybe we need like... Yeah, it smells weird.
Did it smell like banana?
Maybe. I don't know. It smelled chemically.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we need to get like a chemistry student to help us find like a neutralizer? Is that a thing?
Can't we just like taking background?
Deodorant? You want to spray deodorant on the bees? Or do you want to spray
take
deodorant
him behind the library and kick the shit out of him?
Of the
Kick the
bees?
shit out of the bees.
They're an endangered
Oh,
species.
Are you going to stab them with a knife?
The little turd who controls the bees. The video.
You want to stab at the little turd that liked bees?
Yeah. Bee
What?
guy.
No.
He's a bee bully. But we shouldn't stab him. We should...
Why is he? No, he's not a bee bully. He doesn't bully bees, it seems. Bees seem just fine with him.
That's true.
I'm just like holding my head. It was like,
Well, we should make sure that he can't control the bees anymore, so he won't bully people by using his bees.
So, and I'm gonna kind of insert to make sure, because I'm not sure I gave you enough of an answer for Jessica. But from watching this, the fact that it appears he is using some kind of chemical compound. The yellow stain that you saw on his arm, the fact that he's mixing his hands into this compound that nobody else within the insectary appear to be doing the same thing that's going on. So I want you to have that information and make sure that that it's clear.
So maybe we can get rid of that gunky stuff that has the chemicals in it, or we can pour something else in the gunky stuff that makes it.
wouldn't you just make more?
I guess so, yeah. Wait, do you guys want to like break in and see what's there?
Yeah, sure.
You might want to find out what he's using, maybe?
Well, we can do that while breaking in, I guess.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Well, I'm just saying it's a criminal offense.
Yeah, and
You could get expelled.
Well, you know, we're doing it so that we can prevent Ollie from stabbing him. So that's a good reason.
Stabbing
Oh, yeah,
is a worse criminal offense.
easy
Exactly.
to get away with break-in than stabbing.
Okay.
Wait, why do you know this?
Well, I've not stabbed anyone, but I mean,
Haven't?
uh,
Like, there's a cynical look like. Sure, you haven't.
fuck off. I haven't stabbed anyone. Go on, let's break in someplace.
Cool. So we cut from there to, I assume you guys wait till at least nighttime.
Oh yes, hell yes.
Yeah, I know my shit.
And at night, there are a few spotlights in the campus that light up the sidewalk, and there are ROTC members who will escort ladies or anyone who wants across campus. But it's generally pretty deserted at the time that you guys choose. And we had the three of you walking up. Earl had to do something in a class to study for or the like, and Tekla's not around, so it's just the three of you heading up to the insectary. How do you want to get in? You want to do that fire extinguisher to the lock thing? That worked before.
On a greenhouse? Yeah, it seems. I think I'm just going to first see if I can get the lock open like a bit more subtly.
Cool. Why don't you act under pressure?
I will.
Yeah, I'm like just standing off to one side watching the campus kid attempt to break in. Just judging.
Act under pressure would be
Cool.
cool.
So if you need a help roll, my judgment.
Oh, yeah. I'll probably need some help. These there. And then. Boop.
Oh, you rolled an
That's
8, and your cool is
0.
That's an 8.
Nice.
You can open it, but you'll have to. It's metal kind of screen door, and in order to actually wiggle and get it open, it's going to be pretty obvious that somebody's fiddled with the lock.
Yeah.
Okay. So, a little groan of metal as the thin metal strip that holds the door in the casing is bent back, and you guys are inside. It's night. Bees are not very active at night. You come in. Again, there are lots of bushes and vines on lattice work, and there are also a lot of tables here. You can see there are a number of smaller cases where different types of insects and bugs are kept. What do you
So-
want to do?
Jessica, you said something about a canister, right?
Well, he was wearing the gunk, so he was wearing the gunk, so I assume that it's here somewhere. Don't you smell it? Like that's the smell.
Okay.
I guess investigate.
Yeah, go for it. Why don't you roll plus sharp?
Okay.
I'll help.
I got a 12,
Oh,
Ooh.
Wow.
which since my sharp is -1, that's good. Yeah.
So I think you've fully investigated the mystery, and to me, it feels like now you're reading a bad situation, like looking for things like what's the best way to protect people, or what's the
Okay.
best way in, any dangers you haven't noticed, that kind of stuff. Does that feel right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Do you have the move? Do you?
well, I guess best way in to the compound, the chemical compound. I mean,
Cool.
was
Working with Jessica and following your nose, you're able to find the particular metal canister that Jessica recognizes, and that appears to be where all of the chemical compound is mixed. You find a few base elements of like a particular type of mulch, and then there are a few jars of chemicals and other solutions, as well as a eye wash station not far away. But
is there
it
any
appears, yeah,
specific
everything's in here.
stuff?
Sorry.
Like, is there any specific ingredients that like would be really hard to get, or is it all just kitchen sink stuff where like doesn't matter, he'll be able to remake it?
No, that's a great question. So the majority of the compound are things that are easily found on hand. However, there is a particular like a type of perfume that is very expensive and was specifically being used within this study that he was working on. And you're able to find there's like a vial size thing of it, and it's the parts per million in this mix. You just have to put a little bit in it, but replacing it would be very expensive. Not impossible, but
I
expensive.
keep looking around myself, so I got more hold. Are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
That is a great question. So, as you are doing all of this, you notice that there is a line of ants that are quickly moving away and heading for a little space in the wall. And you remember seeing that ant that fell off of him. It's the exact same species of ant or breed type of ant.
Is this just bees, guys? I mean,
Well, it would be very, very like unlikely that he found some compound that works on multiple species of insects. Like the difference between a bee and an ant is like the difference between you and an elephant. That's to say, it's not likely.
Well, like we've seen a lot of weird things.
I'm just, and I kind of point towards the trail of ants, which I assume would normally be in some sort of ant nest.
Yeah.
I forgot what the term for an ant.
An ant hill kind of thing. Yeah, I get you.
One of those, like, between two glass things.
Oh, right. Ant farm.
Yeah, yeah. Wouldn't they be in one of those, sea monkey things?
We want to probably at least first get rid of the stuff that he's already made, and then take the little file of like, let's make sure that he doesn't have this anymore, and let's have a look where those ants are going, I guess.
Yeah,
wait,
I'm letting
do we,
them
like-
stuff with the chemicals.
Oh wait, there's like there was like a chemical mixture thing, so we could technically just dump it down the drain, right?
That yeah, unless there's like animals in the sewers and they will get affected by it, and then we'll have like charmed crocodiles. That would be bad.
Well, I mean, crocodiles in the sewers in the city is not likely, but I agree that we should probably like make sure that we discarded it like a chemical waste. I think there should be one at school. I mean,
Yeah.
So we just take it then. Okay.
So you're taking the canister?
Mhm.
Yes.
Cool. So you guys have a mental picture. I'm imagining the size of the canister is similar to like a gas tank for a gas grill, an outdoor gas grill. That's about the size
Okay. Yeah.
of it. Totally portable. Just want to make sure you had an idea of
Yep.
it. Cool. So you grab that and
Portable,
you
but
can
still heavy.
All right. You can roll plus B, someone put in the chat, which is great. That's a very high modifier. You have canister of bee control, 10 uses.
Yep. I'll take it.
Give it to the mundane. That's a good call.
Yeah.
Did you want to do this follow the line of ants idea?
Yes, absolutely. I do.
Yeah, I'm like crouching over and following this little trail.
Our biology student is so happy. Biology in action.
Are you bringing the canister with you, or are you leaving it at
Oh
the...
yes, no, I'm taking it with me.
Okay, cool.
And the little vial of perfume.
Taking the vial of
so-
perfume. Okay, cool. So the three of you trek out of the insectary. You follow the line of ants.
Yeah,
It
just
takes-
like turn on the flashlight on the phone because it's gonna be hard to track them otherwise.
You find them walking across the sidewalk, and they make a pretty straight line towards the dorms. And on the first level of your own dorm room, you see them going up a wall and then across into a window.
Is it Ollie's window?
It is not Ollie's window. It's the
He's
first
out.
floor. You guys are on the second story.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's going there curtains up, so you can't see who is in that particular dorm room. Sorry, I'm checking the note from Alex, so Alex needs to step away for just a minute. Would you say okay?
Well, you can go inside the dorm and check, and I'll stay here, and then we can.
Hi.
You can text me.
Cool. And the look is there are a few sidewalks that lead up to the front doors, but everything outside of the dorms, there might be low bushes, but it's pretty much just the building. You don't want to sneak around the boys' dorms, right? You might have to worry about that around girls' dorms historically, but yeah, there's not like there's a high amount of security. But the doors are locked. You have to go through the main entrance or show your ID card to go into the side entrances after the curfew period.
Oh, damn. Just checking in this canister as well. Yeah, hi.
So, yeah, I imagine Ollie will follow you or stick around and watch over Jazz / Tekla. It's cool.
For us, it's just Jen.
So what are you doing, Derek?
Yeah, no, I think I'll just, I mean, this is our dorm, right? As well.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, I'll just check in. Yep. Like I'm casually carrying the canister, like trying to pretend it's perfectly normal.
Cool. So to set the scene a little bit for how this dorm room is set up, to check in the front door, you can anyone can go into the front door, dorm area, because there's a lobby and there are a few couches that are slightly mismatched and a flat screen TV up on the wall with a couple of older video game systems like a Super Nintendo, a PlayStation 3 kind of stuff set up. And so girls and guys from other dorms can come in and mostly commiserate around here. And then to go into the actual where the dorm rooms are, you have to go into the hallway, which means there are RAs that can watch. And so you could, if you wanted, you can drag that canister in or carry it. And Jessica could come in. Like, the idea is that somebody who doesn't live in this dorm would call up from a phone here, and someone could come down.
But
I
could just flag her in as well.
Yes, absolutely. You can flag her in.
All right. Oh, then we do that.
Cool. All right. You flag her in there. A couple of guys who are playing some Samurai Showdown 2 on the PlayStation and talking a little bit of trash. And then a girl walks in and they get really quiet, but they keep playing.
I've not been in a boys' dorm before, so I don't say that out loud.
It does not smell as nice as the girls' dorm.
Probably do say that out loud.
Actually, how about I put this thing in my room first, because otherwise I have to carry it around all the time.
Okay, should I come with you or stay here?
Whatever you prefer.
I'll stay here.
So, Ollie, you are aware enough to realize that both the guys who were playing Samurai Showdown 2 not only got quiet, but were absolutely eavesdropping to see if this girl is going up to Derek's room with her or not. And now they know she's staying behind. So what do you do, Ollie, after Derek leaves with the canister?
Well, I close that door that they have open. It's like looking at them and just...
Oh, I'm sorry. You stepped away. This is like a lobby area.
Okay, I don't close. I give them a look like, really?
And they turn back around, and the guy unpauses Samurai Showdown 2, and they go back to playing quietly and not talking trash to each other. And Derek, you can go and drop off the canister. That's not a problem.
I'll like roll it under the. I'll have to hide it a bit because So I guess I'll have to hide it somewhere like behind my drawers
on his own.
When you come back downstairs, Derek, and you have to come down. There's stairs on either side of the dorm, right? Come down. You walk through the hallway. You see Johnny. Step out of the room that you kind of had guessed might have been his because of the ants.
Mm-hmm.
And he sees you. And he's between you and the front lobby. What do you do?
I've hardly seen the guy. So I think that's him. But I'm still going like, well, I'm just going to continue down to meet the rest.
Cool. Why don't you act under pressure to play it cool, like you don't know who this guy is.
Okay. Let's see. It's an 8 again.
Nice. So yeah, you head past him. And as you do, you see there's like a line of ants that have walked up his neck. And then he turns and starts walking after you. He's wearing a pair of like lounge pants and a ringer t-shirt.
When I notice that he's following me, I'm like, shit! I can't get the others in trouble. So I am probably like somewhere on the stairs, and then I'll just stop and wait for him.
Cool. So you've gone. You're stopping. There's
Sort
a
of in
doorway
the-
that goes to. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, in the stairway, basically, like just going to wait for him to see if he actually if he is following me or if he just gonna walk past me or.
Yeah, Derek's been gone for a while, Ollie.
I also imagine we're just like standing around here in like awkward silence.
So, yeah.
How's the bee stings?
No,
Does it sting
not
less?
bad. Thanks for the the ice, and that worked surprisingly well.
Yeah, I had a first aid training.
I always thought the sting would last longer.
Yeah, I thought so too. Maybe it's part of the pheromone stuff.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
I mean,
Do you think maybe you forgot about us?
we should. Maybe we should go and check. Yeah.
Okay. Which way?
This way.
Cool. So you're going to check Jessica in. Do you fill out the little, like, they've got a little Android tablet thing where you're supposed to sign people in type deal, and the RA gets a report on that. Do you do that, Ollie, or do you just open the door that goes into the hallway?
Yeah,
where
I
whatever.
it's
Okay,
kind of
cool.
login things.
Sweet.
Let's go in.
Awesome. So you go in, and the door closes, and the camera lingers on the two guys who are playing Samurai Showdown 2, and one of them looks at it and goes, "You think they're going to hook up?" And the other guy says, "I don't know, man." All right, so we cut back to the hallway, and you two come into the hallway, and you see down at the end of the hall, opposite of where you would probably have gone up to the room, you see Derek, who's standing at the end of the hall, and in between him and the door that you just walked through into the long hallway that runs the length of the building is Johnny, who you recognize, Johnny Chafe. And he had kind of stopped Derek for a moment and didn't come forward for a little bit, and then he started to turn around. That's when the door opens up and Jessica and Ollie walk in. So he's in the middle of the hallway. You guys are on either ends of it. And he sees you, Ollie, and he sees Jess, and he says, "Huh." And he turns and starts walking towards you, Derek, real quick.
I'm starting to run and take. I think
my basic reaction is still like, "Ah."
Mundane. It's awesome.
I mean, yeah. I think I might actually have to be helping some because he's being a victim, so I might have to help him or protect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
They must be
You
done.
want to run up and kick some ass then?
Well, I think I'm protecting someone.
Oh, that makes even more sense. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Especially
You were
because
calling
you
it a
get
move.
XP for that, so.
So dumb. Sorry.
And I can basically trigger his move and my move.
Yes, please protect
Oh, really?
someone.
Yeah, I roll a 10.
That's right. You can't take reduced harm. That is awesome. Cool. So you do the tackle. We've seen this tackle move before. You used it on Austin, the security guard. You're very good at it. And you slam him into the door. Like, he was actually ran up towards Derek, but then he did this like juke thing. And even though he was barefoot, it looked like he was going to try to go for the door and like get the heck out of Dodge. You slam him up against the wall.
Yeah, I choose the inflict harm on the enemy.
Bam. Okay, so you slam him hard, and the door's like halfway open, so you got to spill out onto the sidewalk outside, and you scuff up your knee. Let's say you take a harm from scuffing your knee on the sidewalk, and he's going to try to scramble and get away from you. Derek, there you are. Jess, did you chase after or just watch this like boys gonna be boys?
I thought we were gonna run away, and then Ollie was like running straight forward. So I was a little confused, but I should probably back them up. So I'll do that.
Okay. You have a taser too, right? If I remember, you mentioned something. Yeah.
I do.
Nice.
I'm probably just now going like, wait, nothing happens. Boom.
Outside.
Yeah, so the door is open. You're in the stair. So the stairwell is right by the door. So it's one of those things where you can like swipe your key, open the door, head into the stairwell, head up, 1 floor, 2 floors, and then go down the hallway to your dorm room. He has opened up the door, but then got tackled by Ollie. The two of them spilled out onto the sidewalk down a 2-step type deal. And he's trying to scramble up to his feet and then just take off. Probably running to the insectary, you would guess. So, Derek, what do? You're safe.
Yes, but still, like, I mean, it's sort of obvious that Ollie came to my rescue, so I'm like going after to see like, whoa, what's going on?
Okay, cool. Do you want to actually chase after, try to stop Johnny, or do you just want to be around to help Ollie and or Jessica when they do something?
I'm probably mostly just there to help. I'm still like,
cool. Just trying to get a gauge for it. So you're following Ollie out. Jessica, you're right behind him. Ollie, you see Johnny's going to try to get out of here. He's trying to run away. What do you do?
I have stumble back up and give chase.
Sweet. Now do you want to kick some ass?
Oh yeah.
Go for it.
I will kick ass.
You knock him to the ground. He's going to try to kick you back, but you're way better at this than he is.
Yeah. I'm really good. I'm good at kicking all of them. All of the 5.
All of the 5. So here's what happens. You knock him to the ground. You get an XP. Congratulations. That's the good news. You knock him to the ground. He kicks feebly at you, and then you punch him in the jaw. And then you punch him another time, and the second hit, like, you felt something snap in his jaw. And then you reach back to just make sure that he's going to stay down.
Stop!
Yeah. You hear Jessica say stop, and then you also hear someone else say, stop! Stop now! And a flashlight. Really, really bright, like a mag light. Cool.
Hands up.
You can feel the wet blood just kind of coming down the back of your knuckles when you hold your hands up.
Yeah, I got my hands up and getting into the position. But yeah.
Hey, Derek, it's Officer Jefferson.
I'll quickly rush up to him and try to sort of ease the situation a bit, like, Officer Jefferson, it's very good to see you.
Hey, Derek, you need to stay back. Actually, did you see this? What is going on? Are you okay, kid? He's trying to kill me. He's trying to talk. Like, I'm saying the words, they're not coming out right because his jaw is broken and he can barely speak. By he, I mean Johnny.
I'm mulling over saying something about magic bees, and then like,
I'm sort of going like, look, this was totally like that guy. He started it. Yeah, he was just going crazy and yeah. Now
one-handed. While this is going on, I'm like one-handedly just like moving the knuckle guster and flicking it off. The brass knuckles, like, yeah. they're not big ones, so it's
A couple ants crawl over top of it. Ants that like came off during the savage beating from him. Yeah, this guy moves over. He's trying to help up Johnny because he sees the student who's just gotten the living shit beat out of him. And you're talking to him, trying to say somebody else started it. I want to see you manipulate him. Let's see if you can manipulate this guy.
Very well. I'm charmed as fuck. Oh, come on. Selected. Oh! I get an XP.
I see Snake Eyes.
Yes, that is Snake Eyes.
Okay, so we end the game with
Oh my god,
Ollie.
we're going to jail.
Ollie and Derek at the campus security office,
Oh.
with possibly Pine Box Police Department on their way, and that's how we'll end our session.
Yeah,
Excellent. No pulling those punches.
yes.
Woo!
All right, let's go through our end of session stuff, guys. The end of each session, the keeper will ask the following questions. Did we conclude the current mystery?
Did we? I don't know. Like,
You stopped Bug Boy. You have
Yeah.
successfully stopped. So yes. Did you save someone from certain death or worse?
probably not.
Hmm?
I don't think. We don't know how badly. What's his name? The kid that starts. How he was
Matt?
being threatened. But Matt, yes.
Yeah, Matt could have. I mean, he could have ended up dead. The person, and you find out later, and this is kind of part of the mystery. Matt's girlfriend is kind of sort of girlfriend, like on again, off again kind of thing. You know, it's like complicated. They're seeing each other. She's in the hospital. She was attacked by Africanized bees earlier in the week. So yes, there were lives that could have been threatened due to Johnny's his mania there. So sure. Did you learn something new and important about the world?
You can control bees and ants with the same compound.
Very weird. Junk science, I say.
Yeah,
Not-
it's not just ghosts. But, yeah.
Did you learn something new and important about one of the hunters?
Hmm,
Oh, he has a lot of weapons.
yeah.
I got layers.
Well,
And he has a violent disposition.
both of these things are not a shocker, but sure. 3 or 4 yeses results in 2 experience points. So each of you get to mark 2 XP.
that-
On Earls.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, that means Earl runs over, doesn't it?
Yes. Let's put a note there.
Rolls over, not runs over.
Oh,
I've also rolled over. I still need to decide what I want to take.
And you also need to take an exam.
yes.
Yes.
You want to roll for the exam? Let's roll for the exam.
Okay.
I would also be rolling for an exam.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. So let's talk real quick. Let's do Derek's first. Your biology, which means you're rolling plus sharp. You get a +1 because you're a freshman.
Okay.
And the dice roller has loved you so far, so I'm sure it will remain loving you.
Let's see. My sharp is 1. So it's +2 then.
And you rolled a 5 + 2, 7. Okay. On a 7, you get to roll 2d6.
All right. Let's do this again.
You get to add those 2 together, which you always
7
do.
again.
Yeah, 7 again. Awesome. So consult the table of past exams. Lucky 7. Something you did this semester paid off in karma. You get 1 luck.
I have a luck.
Yeah. Hey,
do I check
one
that?
custom thing I like to do with the luck is if you spend a luck, you can retroactively change a roll to a 12. I like to, even if you have not purchased with advancements, the advanced 12 plus result, you get it. You're spending a luck. You only get 7 of them. So you get the really, really good shit. So keep that in mind if you ever want to spend the luck to save your
Just
prize.
keep luck in mind in general, because we always forget.
Yes.
Yeah, I need to start reminding you guys of that. And I now need to have to change your data validation to allow you to have an 8.
Okay. Shall I roll mine?
Please roll yours.
I think I'm rolling plus nothing because charm minus
Yes.
1.
Yeah, you have to roll charm, and actually you're rolling -1 because you are undeclared, and undeclared is -1. Oh, yeah, no, you're right. Because +1 -1, yeah, it cancels out.
It's just 2d6.
Is 2d6 exactly like you said, and I said a lot of words that were a waste of time. Oh my goodness!
Now I get it. It turns out I'm not good at kicking ass, but I'm good at exams. Who would have thought it?
Can't study, but man, you can pick a through D option on a multiple guess questionnaire.
Then I roll the. Sorry, we just did it, so I should
Just 2d6 again.
just 2d6 again.
And you can roll twice, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, right.
So
You got a 10 plus.
First was an 8,
so 8.
and the second one is a 6. So you can choose between the teacher's pet or windfall. You can get some money, or you can get 2 hold on the school favors list. I think I know which I'd want.
School favorite list.
It's right to the right on column J.
Yeah.
Considering where you are now.
Good point. Yeah, I'll get school favors.
Okay. Mark that in.
Do I get, what was it, 1 or 2? Yeah, 2. Cool. I'll just mark that in my.
Okay, and then don't forget that you not only get the exams, but you can buy a new move or a boost a stat, that kind of stuff. Both of you need to make those selections by next session. So that brings us to a close for the actual mechanics of the game. Jules will be watching a national volleyball tournament next week. And so Jessica will be played by Tekla, I'm sure. Or maybe not.
Oh no, that's a really scary thought. I regret everything.
I regret everything. Cool. So we'll have Paul for the entire session. We'll have Jen back. So we'll have a 4-person game, and we'll figure out what Jessica's doing. Maybe she's in jail and the others got out. I don't know. I don't think that's what we're going to do, but it would be funny to see, Jessica with like a tin cup across the bars and singing Swing Low, Sweet Chariot, and getting a tattoo that she puts in herself, maybe an eye patch, even though her eyes are fine. Just tough Jessica. That would be great.
Orange is the new black, Jessica.
Jessica the convict. That's all silliness.
Change the playbook.
If you guys have a few minutes, since we stopped a little bit on the early side, I'd love to do roses and thorns for today's session. My thorns are, I wish Jen could have joined us. I totally understand why she didn't this weekend. It was a really big weekend for her and her close friends. So bummer she couldn't make it. And I also wish that Paul could have been for the whole session. But a rose is that we got him for half. Those are my main thorns. Other thorns, I think, I don't know. I feel like the pacing was a little slow on this, and maybe I could have ratcheted things up faster or harder. I don't know if the threats felt, I don't know, like I'm trying to keep things on the low scale, but start to amp up the pressure because I'm trying to think campaign length, whereas normally over the last while I've run like up to 5 sessions. And so if this were a 5-session game, I was way too lax. But for a campaign, I wonder, like I was trying to think campaign, but I don't know if it came off. So that's, I guess, a thorn / question. Sorry, what'd you say, Jan?
I think it was fine.
Yeah, no. Ooh,
The pressure,
level.
I mean.
Okay, cool. And I definitely want you guys to get access to your moves, and I want to make sure that we're engaging Monster of the Week. So I don't want to run it so light-handed that it's like, do we roll dice? I don't like that.
I got
cool.
to use 2 of my character-specific moves, so I'm happy.
Yeah, I can't wait till we get to roses. But let's continue with thorns. Alex, what thorns did you have? We're gonna end with Jules giving thorns. So I'm giving you lots of time to think of thorns.
Yeah, well, of course, it would have been nice to have all the characters for the whole time. It's, understandable why we didn't. So, but perfect world would have been nice. Didn't get much character time with Derek.
Yeah, that's a good point. We didn't get much time with Derek. There was a lot of.
Well, yeah, maybe I was
like interaction.
Selfish and just saying me and myself.
You didn't get much time.
But
I think it was fine.
Yeah.
We got to talk about weapons a bit.
Yeah, I did enjoy that everyone's just freaking out at any dimension of weapons. I almost offered, if Matt paid me $20, I'd go and kick the guy's ass. But everyone seemed a bit freaked out, so I backed off that.
Nice, cool. Jan, what thorns did you have?
I'm still trying to figure out a bit how the exams fit. Like that's still a bit like, well, okay, yeah, sure, it'll level up, but I'm still having some my brain is still trying to wrap around it a bit.
Yeah, I hear you. It's a weird little remnant of moving from the Savage Worlds game, which in Savage Worlds the exam is supposed to add some narrative authority for the players to get cool little story bits rather than just always getting better at powers. And we may not need that, because we're running PBTA, which is a lot more story focused. And I don't know. I didn't like the second role either. Like I crave a pick list because it's powered by the apocalypse. But
well, that's the thing. Like, where you because it's powered because you're playing powered by the apocalypse. The fact that you're suddenly making sometimes even up to 3 rolls in a row is like
it's dumb. I know, you're right.
System.
Although it was cool that you got a lucky 7. And again, it's only supposed to happen twice a semester. So the next time you guys get moves, we probably aren't going to do exams. And I mostly just want to try it out. So I'm not opposed to the idea of chucking it.
It's not super common, of course. Like it's not like we're going to roll over all the time. But yeah, it was. I guess
you're going to get 1 to 2 XP every session based on the end of session moves. You guys tend to fail half the time, so I don't know why that is. So you guys will be leveling up like every other session on average.
Yeah.
The exams will probably happen like every 4 sessions, I would guess.
That's fine.
We'll see. Again, I hear you. It's a lot of rolls. We can tweak it. Any other thorns?
Oh, that's it.
Jules, I've waited.
All the thorns. No, I like this. I thought it was good. I was a bit distracted. I had a long weekend, so I apologize for that. I missed some description sometimes. It's mostly what I mean. I thought that the alternate investigate a mystery was good, but in the instance where I did use the roll, I feel I should have used the old one instead, but I didn't realize we can just pick whichever one is most, you know, applicable to the situation.
Yeah, I was like wanting to go with a new one, but then I saw the results on it versus the later thing, and I was like, eh.
Yeah, that
So-
wasn't quite right for that situation, but it is an alternate move, so I could have just used the main move, and that would have worked better.
That's true. So for now, we'll just bounce between the two moves, and maybe we take some of the pick list from the base and we slide it into the alternate. I don't know.
Yes.
It's a very good feedback, though. Thank you.
Okay.
It's your best Thorn all year long.
Best Thorner.
Could stick
Can I
with
do
you for
roses now?
roses. Yes,
Okay.
please.
I actually liked what you said about the slow build-up. I like that we did an actual Monster Week episode in one episode, or at least it felt like that. That's really nice. That tends to not happen as much in Monster of the Week as you think, because stories tend to spin out of control a bit. So that was really cool. I quite like that. It's a very small story then, but if you can feel like the small stories work up to something bigger, then you have an excellent Buffy the Vampire Slayer season. So I quite like that. I also liked it's sad that we don't have all the players here, but it was with less players we're easier to manage, I feel. So that helps a bit, because with Monster of the Week you do tend to group together at some point in the story, and then if I have 5 people all wanting to do something, that's more complicated. So I like being able to be more focused this season, this episode as well. Plus I got to pretend to be Tekla.
You pulled it off by saying my name is Tekla.
Totally. They have no idea.
Yeah, man. And we can pick up with the police report as this guy fingers Tekla for. He's going to misspell her name, though. He's going to spell it like Techla or something.
Oh, good. They'll never find her.
Techla? Thank you for those roses. They were almost as good as that one thorn. Jan, what roses did you have?
Yeah, I just thought there was a lot of good interactions. The only I mean, I was sort of the whole time spent between Ollie and Derek. I felt that was very nice. And yeah, it was just it ran smoothly. It was a bit of a shame that we didn't have Paul there for the last bit, but yeah, it's worked well.
Thank you, Jan. Alex, bring us home with your roses, then I'll end off. I got a few.
My top rose would definitely be the hitting us hard with the miss at the end. That was, do not pull punches. That's always.
Ollie did.
Very satisfying. Yeah. I thought that was a very nice hand to go for.
That was nice. All the hard moves are great.
Yay.
Yeah, like what Derek said, there wasn't a huge amount of interaction with Ollie and Derek, but I really liked what was there, and I liked being able to have a little bit more time with Jessica, because I think basically in my first session, it was Jessica was getting about to be manhandled by the cultist, and I just slammed into the cultist, and that was basically it. I think that was our
fairly good first impression.
Yeah. And then promptly ignored her after that.
Very cool.
It's Ollie style. Good. I have a few roses as well. First of all, big rose to Jan for proactively looking ways to engage the mundane moves, putting yourself in danger. That takes a person being aware of the situation and playing towards it, and I really admire that you do that. And I love the immediate follow-up of Alex, who had early on, before the game even began, saying, I'm going to do this thing, and following through, oh, okay, cool. It's a 1-2 punch. Let's do this thing. And it fuels the fire and makes it really interesting. And Jules, I love Jessica's reactions because they're so real, right? I love that you guys are bought into not just okay, well, we're playing freshman, but here's my shotgun. You know, you're playing freshman. Like, this is Secret Farmer. Yes, this is a thing that I'm really enjoying. Is that we're playing that slow build. This is a dumb roast because it's Rich just excited about a thing that an NPC did, but we got to see some magic that wasn't terror trying to destroy you, and I'm excited about that. So there's that little hint, and I think it's neat that it wasn't immediately like somebody just pointing and screaming, "This is a weird thing, what are you doing?" So it gets to be a mystery we can revisit.
Yes, that's cool.
And so that's super happy, and this is a weird rose, but I cannot wait till next week because we can pick up with Tekla and find out what she's been up to, because she was doing the whole thing with Desdemona and Bethany, and that's going to be super cool. So,
And I want to find out if I'm in jail.
We will also find that out. You may have to use your school favors. And then all of a sudden everyone loved the past exams chart.
I didn't get school favors. I'll be in jail.
You can blow your luck.
Can I,
Hey, at least I wasn't the one punching, but yeah.
But can I like double up on take the same school favor twice? Like, can I have the school lawyer twice?
I want double lawyer. Oh man, if the brass knuckles don't fit, you cannot acquit. Okay, well, it was a pleasure as always to play with you guys. It's been a few weeks. I'm glad we were able to get back together and play. Thank you all so much. Jules, have a great time watching the volleyball match. You get to tell us all about it. You can tell us earlier on GChat, or I'll
give you a blow-by-blow account of everything that happened.
Yeah, awesome, cool. Well, thank you guys so much, and I'll go ahead and stop the broadcast.